Hi, I'm Ellen, also known as Electric Ellen, the Power Lady, and Simply Dandy. I'm here with my 2022 Chrysler Pacifica, and I'm going to change out my bed. Up until now, I've been using this folding cot. It's fabric, and it's worked great for my temporary no-build build because I also use this minivan as my daily driver, so things need to come in and out and also store well while they're out. So the folding cot was great for that, but once it started getting saggy, it wasn't as comfortable. So I added this plywood, which worked great for firming up the base, but then this 4-inch foam mattress wasn't enough. I added this 3-inch foam mattress, which felt great while sleeping, but sitting up, I was hitting my head against the roof. So I got a new metal folding frame, and it has a metal top, so I'm not going to need the plywood. I also got a thicker mattress, which I'm going to put on. But to make it fit, I'm going to have to cut down the legs with an angle grinder, which I have never used before. So stay tuned and watch me play with tools. The first step that I want to take in this is to find level. Where I live, there's not a lot of things that are level, even parking lots. A lot of them aren't level, they're angled for drainage. So I found a parking lot that I think will work. But in order to do that, I need to get the bed out of the van and put my new bed frame in. So let's do that. Here is the frame that I got. It is a full folding frame. And the reason why I got this one is because it comes in 2 pieces, and one piece is 24 inches wide. At least it's supposed to be. Let's find out if it is. Okay, so it does come in 2 pieces. Here's one piece strapped, second piece strapped, and then they're strapped to each other. So I'm gonna cut the one that's strapping one to the other, and then just pull out one half, hopefully. Oh, they're probably attached other places too. So let's open up the whole thing. Got some screws, have some instructions. Let me cut these 2 apart. Awesome. All right, one, and let's put this one back in here. Get all this cardboard off. Here are the instructions. I have my glasses. You have the platform bed, nuts, screws, spanner, Allen wrench. First step is to unpack, put it upside down, and rotate the leg support arms to align with the screw and wing nut. Okay, rotate the leg support arms to connect with the screw and wing nut. Slide that guy out. So I'm just going to loosen it, slide that underneath, and tighten it down. The next step is to attach the 2 pieces of the bed together, and we're not doing that, so we're done. So let's flip this over, and then we can go take some measurements. I have a small level, but I couldn't find it, so I came to Harbor Freight. Now to find someplace level to park. Because this bed frame folds, it's not flat right now. If it was on a level surface, it would be flat. But because it's on a surface that goes kind of like that, it's sort of bending in the middle, and it can flex the other way too in the middle. So what I'm going to do is use the 72-inch level that I just bought to see where from front to where from where the back legs are to where the front legs are, get that level, and then see what the difference is in height. And then see if my middle legs need any adjustment too. So I got to climb inside so that I can see where the bubble is. All right, my frame is all the way against the rear hatch. I put this plywood on thinking that I would use it for leveling, but I don't think I will. So I'm just going to kneel on it instead. I was using these risers for the bed frame before, so I'm just going to put them here temporarily so that I can use it to rest the level on, because it was at approximately the right height. And just going to raise this up more until it's level. Let's go around back and I'll show you what I did. So here's the bed frame. The end of the level is right here at the bed frame. My level is sitting against the rear leg, and up front it's on 2 blocks and a piece of styrofoam, and it's level. So I'm going to see how much of a difference there is in the height here. That's 4 3/4 inches. Wow. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is put the leg on here so that I can see if my middle leg needs an adjustment as well. That looks pretty good. Let's go figure out the angle grinder. I've done a lot of woodworking. I even built a train caboose bunk bed. Here's a photo. It was awesome. I'll also include a link to how I built that bunk bed. It was really cool. I loved that thing. But I've never used metalworking tools before. So I looked on YouTube to see how to use an angle grinder, and I bought one off of Amazon. Let's open it up. Here it is. Here's the guard, and these are blades. The handle that you can put on different positions. The angle grinder. This is the spanner used for changing the blades. It loosens or tightens the chuck or whatever it's called that holds the blade on the machine. And then these are carbon brushes on springs. I don't know what they're for. We'll find out in the instructions. Let's read those next. I need glasses. So here is the X-Bit4 angle grinder. Let's see what the instructions say. On the angle grinder goes the guard, and mine tightens down with just this lever. And from the videos I saw, you definitely want to use the guard. Then this piece that has this flat area goes down with the flat area down. Next, the blade. And then this one that has the holes. I'm going to hold down this switch here, which locks the rotation, and then tighten down this with the spanner. All right, that's not moving. I didn't find anything out here about those brushes. I don't know. So what I'm going to do is measure from the plywood down and take away 3 inches. And then that will be the measurement for the front legs, the ones that are closest to the back of my passenger seat. And then, since we measured 4 3/4 inches difference from the front to the back, on the middle legs and the back legs, the one that go against the rear hatch, those are the ones that we're going to have to take an extra 4 3/4 inches off of. So whatever it is to make it this height minus the 3 inches for the legs that are closest to the driver's seat, and then that measurement plus an extra 4 3/4 inch off of the middle legs and the ones that go against the rear hatch. So let's take some measurements. So that's exactly 12 inches. Because of these leg supports, I can only have a minimum of 7 3/4 inches from the sleeping surface to the floor. And I need to accommodate the 4.75 inches of the height difference between the front and the back. So what I'm going to do is cut the legs that go up against the passenger seat at 12.5 inches, and then the middle legs and the rear at 7 3/4, which is the minimum. So then let's say 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That gives me an extra 4 inches of headroom to put either a plywood base if I need it, because if these metal bars aren't comfortable enough, then I'll put on plywood, because I don't know if the spacing is going to be uncomfortable. I have no idea. So that gives me options, and I will still have enough space under my bed to put shallow things. So let's get out this angle grinder and make some cuts. I've got a Bluetti Elite 100 here that I'm going to use for the angle grinder. Okay, 1 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more to go. Mark it a few places. Yips. These cuts have a lot of really sharp edges, and I cut myself just rubbing up against it. So I'm going to change to the grinding wheel, because this cutting wheel is really thin. So if I try to sand these burrs off, it's going to snap it. And I don't want shards of blade flying at me at a few hundred miles per hour. So I'm going to use the grinding wheel, which is intended for grinding instead of cutting. In order to do that, I unplugged the tool, and I'm going to take off the blade by holding down the button here, which locks it so it can't rotate. And then using the spanner tool, I'll loosen it up, being careful not to cut myself on the blade. Take this one off, and this one says in the instructions, it shows that this cupped area goes towards the outside, and then this outer piece goes up against it to hold it firmly in place. I'm going to push down that button again and use the spanner to tighten it up. All right, that's not moving. Put the blade away. My phone overheated, so I took the opportunity to change clothes since it's like 90 degrees outside and do some cleanup. Let's see if the frame fits. Well, this is looking really good. So there are a few things I want to point out. One is that I have the rounded side. So this bed frame has a rounded side and a square side. And I decided to put the rounded side here because it comes up against the frame and that's kind of rounded. And also getting in and out of the van, I wanted to have that more rounded so that it would be a little better. I don't know if it's going to make a difference or not, but yeah, got to decide to do it somehow. And so this is looking really good. Take a look at this. I decided to not put the little rubber feet back on because I think it will grip the carpet better that way. But look at this. This is looking really, really good. I drove to a level parking lot. Here is the level. Nice and level. Let's check in the van. My bed is only 24 inches wide. Night after night, I found that a little restrictive because I like to have body pillows on both sides of me. And at 24 inches, I was constantly trying to gather them in and keep them next to me and not have them fall off the side of the bed. So I came up with an idea last time. I attached this piece of cardboard to the dividers between my dressers and then used this wooden shelf that I had laying around that I would just slide out. I kept it between the mattress and the frame, and I would just slide it over and put it on these, and it holds my body weight and gives me an extra 10 inches of space that I can use with a body pillow or a piece of mattress or whatever I have with me. After I cut off the legs to the bed from the longest cut, I found that they were almost the same height as that piece of cardboard that I was using. So I'm going to tape these together and put them in place of this rolled up piece of cardboard. It'll be a lot more secure. Now I'm going to attach them with some tape. And I'm going to also put them underneath this piece of wire that I have, which holds down the dressers to the board that they're sitting on. All right, that is not moving. Let's check and see how I did. I'm going to slide it over, put it on that support. And look at that. Perfect. It can hold my weight. But I don't want to have two different layers because then they can shift and things move during the night and during travel. And I want just one piece. So I got this 6-inch mattress. It's a twin size from my favorite store, Ocean State Job Lot, free after gift card. Amazing, amazing store. So I'm going to open this up and then cut it down to the size of my new bed, which is just slightly wider than my old bed. And I'm also going to use the piece that I cut off as the pillow for between the bed and the dresser when I slide out that shelf to use at night for the extra width. This is at a perfect height for me now. I can sit straight up and I don't hit my head. And I can work at my dresser top here. This is where I make coffee in the morning and do all sorts of preparations and crafts, and acts as a desk for me. So here's my finished bed. I have the metal frame that I cut the legs down on, and I can still fit things underneath. I have an umbrella for sitting in a chair. Here's the chair. I also have some walking sticks for when I'm hiking. This is my old cot. I'm going to be giving this away. I'm going to some meetups. So here I am in travel mode. I have my new bolster, which goes in this space when the board is slid over, and then my 2 body pillows. And this is my old cot, which I will be giving away. So at the next meetup, it's going on the free table. I hope to see you there. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, like the video, subscribe, and please come back. Thank you.